Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about Lumion or corner render. Now, before I talk about these two, each of them have their own pros and cons, so advantage and disadvantage. So first I'm going to be talking about Lumion. So Lumion is easier to render. You can edit the materials easily, you can change the material, the lightings easily, the sky easily. When I say easily, I mean it's beginner friendly, and it is compatible with most modeling programs like Revit, SketchUp. I'm not sure if it works with Rhino because I haven't used Rhino. I know it doesn't work with 3ds Max, but I'm going to talk about this later. So the one that I know so far is Revit and SketchUp, so they are compatible. But obviously with Lumion, it fit perfect with SketchUp, but not Revit. And obviously I've explained that in my previous videos. You can look at my previous videos on why you should use SketchUp instead of Revit in Lumion. Now, in Lumion, you can automatically add people, vegetation objects like cars or different buildings. What I want you to do is learn and experience the render in Lumion. If you're a complete beginner, try use Lumion because you won't regret it. Now, obviously, now I'm going to talk about corner render. Now, corner render is a bit more complicated than Lumion. I'm not here to scare you or to discourage you, but obviously this is the truth, okay? And obviously this is why so many architectural visualization companies uses 3ds Max or corner render, because it gives them more realistic results. And obviously you've heard the saying like, if there's no pain, no gain. It means if you feel stuck in learning corner render, or if you are confused with corner render and you feel stuck, you're not trying to move ahead, then you're not really improving that much. Now anyway, let's talk about corner render. In corner render is a little bit similar to Lumion, but you don't add objects like cars and people and like cities and stuff, because corner render is a plugin in 3ds Max, and it only focuses on to make the render looks better, not adding object. If you want to add object, then you have to download FBX files in 3ds Max, and then you can render in corner render. Obviously I've also explained in my previous videos on how I did that. Now, in corner render, before you render anything corner render, you have to use corner light and corner sun within 3ds Max, because otherwise it'd be like useless. Basically, corner render is kind of like the top layer to increase or increase the quality of your render or the final output. But the rest of it beneath are the ones that you have to edit in 3ds Max. So also an important thing is that make sure you have to know how to use materials. And Slate Material Editor, maybe you might have heard it or not heard it, in 3ds Max, is where you edit material, where you have got like, it's like a I think tree diagram. There are lots of different branches. It's confusing. This is where you have to edit materials first in 3ds Max before you render corner. So basically, to sum this up for corner render, you have to edit everything in 3ds Max first, everything, and then you can use corner render to render your stuff. But obviously in corner render you can use show show VFX, so I mean show FX, and show virtual FX, sorry, and it's also a good way to see whether you make any changes in your model in 3ds Max in corner render. Now both of them are great. Whatever you make changes in the model, the rendering program Lumion and corner render makes automatically changes for you. Now if you're a beginner, you might be asking, should I use Lumion or should I use corner render? So that's a good question. To be honest, I want you, maybe you might like it or not, I want you to start with Lumion. Why? The reason why I want you to start with Lumion is because I want you to experience it, to taste it, not physically taste, but I want you to taste it, experience it, learn it, how render works. If you know how to render, edit materials, edit the lighting, edit the sky, people, all that stuff, then you can move on to corner render. Corner render is a bit more advanced, but if you're a complete beginner, I want you to start with Lumion, just to avoid confusion. I know there may be a hype around, say, oh yeah, 3ds Max and corner render give the most realistic renders, all that stuff, but they don't really tell you what to do as a beginner, okay? But obviously, if you are in a different country, so I'm in the UK, by the way, so if you are in a different country that specializes in 3ds Max and corner render, that you have to learn for your course, like university course, or learn for your work, then yes, I allow you to do that. But if you are a complete beginner who doesn't know anything about render, and you would like to start with Lumion. Okay, start with Lumion, and then move on to corner render. So with Lumion, I want you to start with SketchUp and Lumion first. So they are beginner friendly. If you're confident with that, if you find it a bit too easy, then move on to 3ds Max and corner render. And that is how you improve visualization. Maybe in the future I might make another video on how I went from poor render to high quality render. Also, when I was a student as well, I wasn't great at render until I had to learn everything myself through trial and error. And so I can give you guys my experience, my opinion, and what you should do and not do. Now, obviously, if you want to join my coaching, if you want to join my coaching, I will leave a link down below, so you can book with me, so we can chat how we can make your render to the next level through the hybrid system. Also, I've explained it in my previous videos. You can watch it. Now, obviously, the coaching is more about you, because it is you want to make that render, and you decided to be in 3D visualization. So that is why I am helping, and I'm looking to coach 5 people, because I can't take on many people, so I'm looking to coach 5 people. So you have you get private number from me on WhatsApp, you get daily support, you get like assignment, but I don't like the word assignment or homework. I just call it like learning phase or something, so just to keep you on track and everything. Now, obviously, if you are interested, just book a link down below and we can go from there. If you have any question as well, you can DM me on Instagram, or maybe in a comment or something. So yeah, please like, comment and subscribe to the channel. It really helped me with the algorithm. And yeah, I want to say thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one.